We had a total of 50 winners from the midday draw. The total payout was $11,300. Congratulations again. Do stay tuned if you got your tickets because we've got Playway with Multi-X coming up next. See you then. Welcome back. It's time for Playway with Multi-X for this evening, Monday, the 17th of July, 2023. I've got Ms. Josephine Clark with me once again. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Now, don't forget with the Playway game, all you got to do is bet as little as $1 up to $10 or in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice and get to win 24 times the amount you bet. That's $24 for every dollar spent. All right, it's time to reveal tonight's winning Playway number. Value your dreams when you're away with Playway. Good luck. And the winning Playway number for this evening is... This evening's winning Playway number is 36. That's 3636. The dream symbol is Vagrant. Just to repeat tonight's winning Playway number 36. The dream symbol, Vagrant. Congratulations if you're a winner. All right, and it's time to find out what the winning Multi-X ball will be for this evening. Good luck. And the winning Multi-X ball is... This evening's winning Multi-X ball is free play. That's free play. If you're a winner, congratulations to you. And of course, congrats to all our winners of the midday draw. We had a total of 1,372 winners. The total payout, $165,264. Congratulations again. We do have the cash for draw coming up next, so get your tickets out for that. We'll see you then. Welcome back. It's time for the daily cash for draw for this evening, Monday, the 17th of July, 2023. I've got Ms. Josephine Clark with me once again. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Just a reminder, as always, with the cash for game, you can bet as little as $1 on most of the bet types, with the exception of backup, in which case you bet $2. All right, hope you got your tickets. It's time to reveal tonight's winning numbers. It's more plays, bigger prizes. Good luck to you. Ball up is, yes, first is 0, second 6, third 6, final is 8. Let's recap, double check your tickets. First ball up was 0, the second was 6, third 6, and the final was 8. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening. Congratulations to our 10 winners from the midday draw. We had a total payout of $2,200. Congratulations again. We're not done just yet. We've got lotto draw coming up a little later on. The estimated jackpot is $140,000. We'll see you then. Good evening once again. Welcome to the National Lottery Authority's Lotto Draw number 3533 for this evening, Monday, the 17th of July, 2023. The estimated jackpot for this evening is $140,000. Join me once again, Ms. Josephine Clark. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. All right, let's find out what the free ticket letter will be for this evening. If you got your tickets, good luck to you. This evening's free ticket letter is the letter F as in free. That's F as in free. All right, it's time to reveal tonight's 5 winning numbers for $140,000. If you got your tickets, good luck to you again. And the first number is 24. Second is 20. Third, 17. Fourth, 16, and the final number is 3. Let's recap. Free ticket letter was the letter F as in free. That's F as in free. And the 5 winning numbers for $140,000. Let's recap. Double check your tickets. First number up was 24, 24, 24. The second was 20, 20, 20. Third, 17, 17, 17. The fourth was 16, 16, 16. And the final was 3, 0, 3, 3. If you have these numbers, congratulations to you. This has been Lotto Play and Win a Lot. All right, don't forget, tune in tomorrow, get your tickets, and do continue to support sports culture and nation building. Have a good night.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, and we're speaking of new technologies and AI, the challenges and most certainly the opportunities. When we left off, we were talking about disaster management, but I want to just quickly move to the economies because we have to take care of ourselves. And Chad, the economies of small island developing state and the lesser developed countries, how can we leverage AI to foster our development?
Right, so I believe the first step is AI depends on data. All right, so the first step is making sure that we have systems in place for capturing, storing, and processing that data. Connectivity is another important component because now we're talking about digital services, e-services, that builds on top of those AI models. And I also believe that providing an environment, right, that would support the entrepreneurship and the development and other activity around building and developing that technology. Mm-hmm. I might be a little biased. I always talk about developing and building because that's what we do, right? But I believe the environment and the best thing we could do as a government, as a Caribbean, as a region, is to create an enabling environment for the development of this technology. Mm-hmm. And I believe once we do so, we would find young people. We have a large, the existing pool of private sector and public sector opportunities cannot fool the demand for jobs right now. Mm-hmm. And I could foresee the next 3-4 years. So it means that we have to create new opportunities, new companies, new businesses, new startups. And and 1 or 2 success stories in AI right now, I think, could have a significant impact on both on jobs, both on the economy in terms of revenue collection, taxes, and so forth. So I think right now is a time when this is ripe. It's young, and it's a time when we need to not do what we did with general technology and software development. Jump ahead of it. Let's create an environment that would support the development of that sector.
Kimron, your opportunity to share.
Yeah, absolutely. No, when we're looking at AI and economic development, for instance, I believe that AI can definitely be used to enhance the economies of countries like Grenada. Based on my first degree actually is in economics, so I do enjoy this question a lot. Now let's look at entrepreneurship. So AI can lower barriers to entry for entrepreneurs by providing capabilities that were previously only available to, let's say, large corporations. Like such as providing access to certain sophisticated market analysis, cybersecurity tools, and so even job creation. AI can. No, we will see a situation where some jobs will be displaced, but we're also going to see new jobs being created that didn't exist before. And this could include jobs in AI development. Chad speaks a lot about helping us create technology. In the Caribbean, we consume a lot of technologies, but we don't produce or create our own technologies. But AI could actually help us in that regard in terms of the development and the management of such technologies and just help us create jobs in fields such as data and analysis, cybersecurity, digital marketing, when we also looking at things like productivity improvements, because what we're going to have in AI is, and I think that's the biggest impact that artificial intelligence could have on economies from a macroeconomic standpoint, is productivity improvements. AI can automate certain routine tasks that helps businesses increase from a macro standpoint, increase efficiencies, reduce errors, reduce costs, which allows human employees, us, to focus on the more complex tasks, to focus on the more creative tasks to help us become more strategic, and that could drive productivity gains across various sectors of our economy. Even innovation. Again, Chad speaks a lot about that. AI can stimulate innovation within an economy like Grenada by providing, again, new capabilities that were not there before. If you look at some of the jobs that exist today, a lot of these jobs did not exist many years ago. Something as simple as, let's say, as a social media manager, for example, over 15 years ago, that job did not exist, period. Right? But with advancement in technology, we are seeing some of those new jobs being existed. I saw a report today that said that I think it's 60% of the jobs that exist today did not exist in 1940. So I do see where AI can definitely have a significant impact on the economy from a macroeconomic standpoint, and I think the biggest gain will be productivity improvements.
Okay, thank you. Callers, you certainly can have an opportunity, of viewers, opportunity to weigh in. 440-1252, that's our number. Of course, we're talking new technologies, AI, impact, challenges, opportunities. Brendan, Goldman Sachs says that AI will replace the equivalent of some 300 million full-time jobs. As you speak about the benefits of AI to our small island developing states like Grenada, what are some of the challenges you foresee in terms of employment?
There will be a shift in many jobs. Predictions up to 60% of jobs will change in their responsibilities.
Just let me interrupt you here. Viewers, you'll be seeing a QR code on your screen. It's the time for you to interact. So our employment law and questions that you may want answered, re-employment in Grenada. I know that there's industrial action, etc. in the air. You can scan the QR code, you can interact with it and learn more about the Employment Act in Grenada. Okay? Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, there are risks to current jobs as they're defined. They're going to need to evolve. We need to help mitigate the challenges through retraining. It's always easier said than done. Globally, we need to shift our mindset.
Okay. Shift mindset. Let me just shift gears. We have our first caller. So good evening, caller, and welcome.
Yeah, good night. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to see that we are beginning to discuss AI and such topics. I think we are late in coming, unfortunately, because as of now, most of our people are still hesitant to even get involved in anything to do with the internet. Or I shouldn't say most, a lot of people still have taboos. Even many people in government and in the private sector, they don't even have a Facebook account, and they excuse they give you, and a lot of things happen on Facebook in terms of meetings and lectures and so on. They cannot attend when you have those things. But coming to the subject of AI, what we have to do is help people to understand that we can't escape it, but how can we maneuver, how can we navigate? Because there is threat to our values, there's threat to our freedom, because as one author wrote a book a couple of years ago, Shoshana Dowe, I think is her name, called Surveillance Capitalism. We have to be mindful that that, our data about us will be controlled by 8 or 9 leading tech company and, of course, governments, and they could decide a lot of things for us. There's so many things. And finally, I would recommend that people read those 2 books. A book that was written in 1954 by a French writer, he a philosopher and so on, and Catholic anarchist. He wrote a book called The Technological Society, and a lot of what he talks about there still, is proven to be true up to now. And then, of course, the woman I mentioned earlier who wrote the book Surveillance Capitalism. I think people must get themselves more involved. I'm fortunate that through McKinsey consultancy, I've been able to be kept up to date with the whole issue of AI. I hope that people would get more interested in.
Thank you very much, the caller. Brendan, well, you heard the admonition that it's coming. There's no avoiding it. But let's get back to the whole idea of employment, opportunities and challenges.
The opportunities are for better paying jobs to be a reality here on island. It's time for mindset shift to recognize that we no longer need to suffer through brain drain. The previous boundaries that we had to earning potential, to tapping into the Caribbean as a buying market, and then beyond that, the globe as a buying market, can be done from our shores. And that will allow us to reinvest in our future and our talent here on island. So having that realization that the limitations are changing and that our opportunities can change with them is part of how we adjust. Retraining, policies that make us as a nation more easily accessible, both to the talent who are experts elsewhere, but would like to live in a paradise like Grenada so that we could benefit. They bring their international earnings and their expertise to the benefit of our island, as well as our Grenadian talent, which is a largely underreported story in my eyes. Our Grenadian talent, which are eager to learn technology, looking for opportunities, love this nation, don't want to leave, but do want to find fulfilling and rewarding careers, helping upskill and give them the chances to impact this technology here in the region and abroad.
Okay. Chad, opportunities and challenges. Are some areas more vulnerable than others? Coding, customer service, paralegal services, journalism.
Yeah, we, in the early days of AI, we thought, it was these areas that would be most affected, customer service and so forth. But surprisingly, a lot of the creative areas, poetry and, art, we have AIs now that could create very good visual content. Like
we do have a caller online, so let's take this caller. Good evening, caller, and welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
We're very
good evening.
Good, thanks.
Right. Mr. Dowe, good evening. And thank you very much, Mr. Corian. I think you captured quite a bit of what is happening within our space insofar as cybersecurity from the national CSOT is concerned. This is Dabrio, by the way, coordinator of the national CSOT. Wonderful program, but the reality is this, as Kimron mentioned earlier, Grenadians have been falling for kindergarten scams. Simple phishing, have been, just throwing accounts down left, right, and center. And the game has changed, right? The game has changed. What we're seeing now, this is university level that we'll have to deal with when compared to the kindergarten thing that's been creating problems for us. And I think two things need to happen. One, scams at the very core, it's about social engineering. So we need to raise the awareness of our people. For that to happen, we need more voices being part of the conversation. We need more media houses helping to educate our people. From the national CSOT, yes, we put out stuff, but we need more support So that is one aspect of it. And on the other hand, we do need to embrace the tools that are out there to ensure at the end of the day that we're able to protect ourselves beyond human capabilities. It is believed that AI would be best poised to detect AI content. But again, the accuracy is way off. I think at best we may get to about 80% if we get that high. But, you know, my thing, gentlemen, at the end of the day, I think this is a great starter in terms of a conversation. But when it comes to security, we need to have a deeper conversation. Business email compromise, we are in a lot of trouble insofar as what we're going to see, and we need to prepare our people. And I think that is basically all my ramblings. It comes back to this: we need more voices joining the conversation and really helping to raise awareness of our people. And I think if that happens, our people will be a little bit smarter when it comes to a lot of these threats that we see that really target the human element, you know, that part of social engineering that I think we can protect against. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Lovely conversation. But I do look forward to a deeper conversation and definitely more support from the GBN when it comes to the national CSIRT and getting our content out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dowe, for your intervention. We heard your plea. We started the conversation here at GBN, and we'll pledge to continue in terms of giving that support in order to elevate our population. And that really is a conversation. It's coming, it's happening. Whether we're talking cybersecurity, whether we're talking about jobs changing in nature, it's going to happen. And we need to respond. We need to be at cutting edge. Chad?
Continue on job creation, right? Yeah, so we thought originally that it would have been those repetitive, mundane jobs would be essentially be replaced. But what we found is that AI started off, generative AI, on the creative side, where we have AIs that are now creating videos, creating photography, creating new content, creating new creative written content. So it's the impact it's a lot bigger than we thought originally. But there are some new opportunities as well. I mean, we have new emerging fields. I saw ads being put out for prompt engineering. How do you ask an AI the question or the prompt in a way so that it gives you the response that you want, right? And these are new opportunities that are being created. And so young people out there, and then we're speaking about getting AI having AI be trained on our content. Who's going to prepare the content? Who's going to label it, right? Who are the data scientists that are going to work on training these models, fine-tuning them? These are brand new opportunities that I think you will see more ads for in the next probably, I would say by the end of this year, we see more ads for prompt engineering specifically. Okay. So there are brand new opportunities there. But also, if you're already creating content, right? There are opportunities to leverage these tools to be able to create more and better content. Right. I see Kimron doing a lot of work in education, in teaching people about this technology. These are new opportunities. People want to learn, right? So there are opportunities to teach people how to use the technology. Right.
We do have another call online, so let's just take that caller. Good evening, caller, and welcome.
Yes, sir. Good evening. I have been listening to many forums about artificial intelligence, and what I gather from what I heard so far is that AI will replace humans in many, many, many areas. For instance, if somebody has a business and that person decides, okay, I'll get some robots to do my work, I don't have to pay them. So I have 40 workers, they don't have a job now. What will happen to the economy, and who will the robots be attending to when nobody has jobs and the robots take the jobs? Thank you.
Gentlemen, you're open to respond.
Yeah. So the robots, somebody has to create them, somebody has to program them, somebody may have to clean, maintain them. Somebody has to, speak about AI and how they work. Somebody has to train them. So there will be new opportunities. I don't foresee a future anytime soon. Eventually, maybe, where we'd have robots replacing all the jobs. There will be some jobs that are easily replaced. But remember, the human body, and this is going beyond AI now, we're talking AI plus robotics. But the human body is very complex. I mean, we're now figuring out how to get a robotic arm to pick a strawberry, because we are so intricate in the way we do things. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but the eventuality that it happens, I believe that there are new opportunities that will be created. I remember the days when I don't remember it, I wasn't around, but I read about the days when the elevators, the fully automatic elevators that would go up and stop by itself and so forth came out. There were big protests in New York. Elevator operators were protesting this new elevator that's able to stop by itself and control itself. And then you had people who used to clean up after the horses and so back in the days, protesting when vehicles came out. As a matter of fact, there was one state in the US that passed a law to ban cars because of those protests. Right? So I think, human nature, we get concerned when new technology come about. There is so much uncertainty. But I believe that, we would always find new things to do, new ways to be useful.
Okay. Kimron, you don't want to weigh in?
Yes. So to add to what Chaddy said, I don't see a future where AI is going to just replace or robot is going to replace all the workers. As a matter of fact, there are some areas that AI is more suited to some tasks that AI is more suited to automate than others. However, and just to kind of go back to what, like, an example. In addition to what Chad was saying, even when the tractors came on stream, a lot of the workers on the farm they were protesting. Everybody was angry because, hey, the tractors is here to take all our jobs, and then what we find happening is a lot of new jobs were created based on the efficiencies from the tractors and so on and so forth. And additionally, yes, there is going to be a situation where jobs are going to be displaced. Jobs will be displaced. However, new jobs will be created. And we have to be in a place where we are reskilled in order to embrace some of the new jobs that are going to be created. Now, the challenge that we might have is that we have to look at whether or not the rate of job displacement is keeping in line, or is faster or in line with the rate of new jobs that are being created. We're going to have a situation where maybe the rate of job displacement might be a little bit faster than the rate of new jobs being created. Nevertheless, that's the reason why we have to not be afraid or scared of artificial intelligence and AI tools, and we have to embrace it. If we don't embrace it, we are going to be left behind. And in most cases, we're not going to be replaced by an AI. We are going to be replaced by somebody using that AI, because we are not at the stage of full-fledged artificial general intelligence yet. I mean, there are some areas, that looks like it, but in terms of full-fledged artificial general intelligence, which is where the machines and so can think for themselves, do whatever it is for themselves, we're not 100% there yet. So I would say, in terms of AI taking our jobs, I think the problem, where that is concerned, the problem is actually thinking that the robots will actually replace all of us. What we have to do is look at what's happening and embrace it and not be scared of it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. We're almost out of time, so we're going closing comments. Brendan, I will start with you in terms of your closing comments and message for the population. But if you can just touch a little bit on our legal system, regulatory system, and laws. Are we keeping up? What do we need to ensure that we protect our population, while you give us an admonition in closing?
Certainly. Just to address your last caller and some of the questions about if AI does mass replace employment, it asks key questions. The philosopher in me says, what is our purpose here in life? What are we meant to be doing? A lot of what we do for jobs are tragically low in terms of their stimulus, their creativity, their fulfillment. How does losing that subset of jobs need to be shifted or focused on in unlocking our latent or trapped talent, allowing people to work on the things that they're passionate about, that they may have talents for that they can't currently pursue? These are key questions. They're interesting questions. And although I believe the three technologists you have as guests are optimists in general about technology, they are all valid questions that are certainly being addressed and asked in big scales now. How is Grenada doing as a technology and economy and legal landscape? I think there's more to be done to ease startups, technology workers, the exchange of experts to and from our island. I believe a task force and follow-up conversations on this topic are a necessity, something that we can have here for Grenada that ties into larger movements. And just to close, I'd like to speak to how we're seeing the impacts of AI in Brazen Group. In the Salesforce ecosystem, AI is now generating code more effectively, faster, cheaper, less errors than human developers in many cases. Human developers are still very much a necessity to check that the code is generated is doing what it needs to be done. And that said, the value set is shifting. It's not just the creator, it's the person who's doing the checking. And also, when it comes to business processes, it's not just saying take step A, B, and C and move it into a system. The real value of the humans and the consultants that are on my team in helping businesses be more effective with technology is streamlining process. It's the creativity of saying, let's look at A, B, and C. How necessary is B? Take it out. Let's go straight to C. Use the technology to make that happen. That creativity is what we should be encouraging the young Grenadians who are learning tech, but also that's going to make them irreplaceable for the foreseeable future by technologies.
Excellent. Chad, as you give your closing comments, speak a little bit about the regulatory framework, technologies. Are we there? On what do we need to, well, certainly for us to be able to respond to the challenges that are coming?
Yeah, I believe, and the creators of OpenAI openly state that the reason why they unleash ChatGPT is so that societies like ours could learn of the impact, to learn how to deal with it legally, and what needs to be put in place to protect citizens, to protect, jobs and so forth. So I think it's still early days. I still believe that the real impact of it, we still have a lot of people in Grenada that don't know about these tools, and I think it will take a little time to understand how it's impacting the way students, what rules we put in place, in the schools for governing the use of it, what rules we put in place for governing the use of AI in government, and dealing with government-related data. I mean, there are some countries that are outright banning it within government, and what regulation needs to put in place to create that enabling environment that we spoke about. R&D is now a critical requirement if we were to really leverage and build. So what kind of incentives are we going to put in place to foster, to encourage research and development in that space? And as Brendan was saying, there are a lot of even Grenadians that are out there and doing very well in these spaces. How can we get them to come home, and immigration and policies, and so that would encourage them. So there are a lot of different things that we still have to learn, but I think we can start by focusing a lot on having a deeper discussion on how we can start really thinking about how within government we can use this to deliver services. And the example of the QR code there is literally us at sort of building out a platform, semantic, for delivering content, legal content. So we have our laws is very complex and difficult to understand. But imagine being able to, scan this code and go in there and chat with an AI about our laws. So those are the kinds of discussions I would like to see. And of course, all the regulation has to support delivery of it in that way. We're still talking about, it has to be gazetted. Some of it still speaks about printing and publishing. Maybe delivery over these new channels and new mechanisms of how it should be done. Right. So.
Okay. Thank you. And Kimron, closing comments, as well as you certainly can speak to emerging opportunities with these new technologies.
Right. So again, thank you very much, Mr. Dowe, for having me here tonight to share with the Grenadian public. So so there are many new opportunities that are going to come about as a result of development in artificial intelligence. Some of them I've spoken about. We're looking at new jobs, new opportunities for entrepreneurship, and so. But one of the things I want to touch on quickly is as it relates to the creative field. And I know, for instance, the government of Grenada is placing a lot of special focus on the creative industry and the creative sector. And I know that we spoke about the impact that AI will have on the creative sector and on creativity, and replacing some of those. I want to say some of those some people who are involved in some things like poetry and so on and so forth. One of the things I want to say when we're speaking about the creative sector and so is the as of right now the AI still need someone to be that creative input in order to generate the outcome that it requires. So, for instance, we said that yes, the AI could write a poem. However, we still need somebody to come up with the idea of the poem. You still need somebody to design the prompt in such a way to get what you want from the AI. So, because what we're gonna have a situation where we have like garbage in, garbage out. So when we're looking at the creative strategic mindset that is needed in order to generate the output from the artificial intelligence, that resides with the human being, because I have to tell the AI what I want. So from the creative sector standpoint, even if to create the videos or whatever it is, yes, the AI can do it, and the AI can automate that. However, there still need to be a human who is that creative catalyst to tell the artificial intelligence what needs to happen and to shape what the output can be. Additionally, the artificial a lot of the AI tools that we have, for example, let's look at GPT. Some of the output that we get from it is not always correct. Sometimes it gives us things that are incorrect, things that are nonsensical, and the human part of it, the human intelligence, needs to be developed to a point where it can identify when the output that's coming from the AI tools, and we're speaking about generative AI here, is nonsensical and doesn't fit within what it needs. As a matter of fact, in the legal field, there were two lawyers that I believe in North America that were fined, I think $5,000 each, because they presented cases. I think you know how you use like some past cases for precedents in an existing case. They presented fake cases that the AI they got from an AI tool, and those cases never existed. All right, and they were fined because the AI tool gave them that. They never checked it, and they just went ahead in court and presented it as something that happened, and it was false. So we still need the human element in order to check a lot of these things that the AI is giving us. So again, especially in the creative field, I do believe that the human still has to be that creative catalyst to tell the AI what needs to be done in order to generate the output that we need. So my closing thought would be that I will encourage us to embrace AI, to not be afraid of AI. I know that we can be a little, we can get worried and we can start thinking about how we want things to be, but I would instead encourage us to focus on how things are and see, okay, what can we do and how can we coexist in a world where we're seeing such a prevalence of artificial intelligence taking place and happening now, those tools.
Thank you very much to you and your contributions, Kimron. Thank you to Chad, thank you to Brendan, and thank you to our viewers for spending the last almost 100 minutes with us as we discussed artificial intelligence, new technologies, the opportunities and challenges. The message here is don't be fearful of the future. Recognize that the future is coming and prepare. There's a saying, you prepare for success or you can don't prepare for failure. And that would be in our hands as a people. So thanks you once again for joining us for this discussion. My name is Colin Dowe. It was a pleasure facilitating this conversation, and I look forward to joining you again 6 days from now on the next Beyond the Headline. Good evening.